everybody.
Hello, everybody. My name is Thea, Fotia, and welcome to Ace Attorney Investigations Collection. I am joined by the voice of chickens, Ozzy.
Hello.
I've already saved. It doesn't hurt saving again. Episode 2: Turnabout Airlines. The murder that occurred in my office. The return of the great thief Yatagarasu. Thinking back, everything began on that fateful day 2 days ago. 2 days earlier. Go you. Yes, everything began high up in the air, 9,000 feet. Thank you for flying Go You Airlines. We are currently experiencing some slight turbulence. We are asking all passengers to please return to their seats and fasten their seatbelts. There was a murder! March 12th, 6:13 a.m. Flight G390. First floor lounge. That was some heavy turbulence. Why do I feel like I just woke up from a horrible nightmare? Wow. 6:13, huh? Guess I was out cold for 10 minutes. Ha. Slight turbulence indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, we are currently experiencing some slight turbulence. For your safety, we ask that you return to your seats and fasten your seatbelts. I suppose turbulence is to be expected on a flight, though admittedly, I'm less than comfortable with anything resembling earthquakes. Huh? What's this? A travel wallet? But it's not mine. How did someone else's travel wallet end up in my pocket? My head. Why won't this headache go away? I'll take care of this travel wallet later or hand it off to an attendant. From earthquake-like turbulence to an elevator? Humph. What am I doing hesitating like this? Actually, I know full well why I hesitate. It was when I was still young, oh, but a young child. I was caught up in a murder that happened in an elevator. But how long am I going to let my past haunt me? It's just an elevator. I'm a grown man now. I need to behave like one. And there's a dead body in the elevator. What the? What in the world happened? Is there something wrong, sir? I must ask that you please return to your sit. Eek! Uh, he's dead. Please calm down. We mustn't jump to conclusions without all the facts. What's wrong? Did something happen? You murderer! What? No, you have it all wrong. It wasn't me. What? What, Natalia? Rah, 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 rah. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, wow. No. March 12th, 6:41 a.m. Flight G390, second floor, first class. Everyone, I am sorry to interrupt, but I have an important announcement. I am one of your flight attendants today. Rhoda Tenero. Unfortunately, we have just had a minor accident on this flight. An accident? Don't treat us like we're stupid. I caught a glimpse of him, and it was a murder. What? Murder? What's going on with this flight? Everyone, please calm down. There's no reason to panic. This flight will stay on course and make its scheduled landing. We are still currently in the middle of a rough patch of turbulence, so until we are out of this area of turbulence, I ask that you please remain seated. Someone was killed, right? I mean, what about the killer? Let me off! Please, there is no need to feel threatened. We have already apprehended the culprit. I ask that everyone please remain calm. What the heck is he talking about? Why should we remain calm? My name is Miles Edgeworth. I'm a prosecutor, and I assure you, I am not the killer. Being a prosecutor doesn't make you incapable of murder, buddy. Now you listen here. I am not the killer. I simply found the body. So you say, however, I am sure that you are the perpetrator of this crime. I swear on my honor as a professional flight attendant. Oh, is that right? I know. And there's even very strong incriminating evidence to back me up. What kind of incriminating evidence is she talking about? We've already alerted the proper authorities at our destination. Until we land, you will remain in our custody by the powers vested in our captain. I'm very sorry, but please understand our situation. Your situation. I'm more concerned with mine and the direction it's going in. I'm not about to just sit idly by while I get accused of murder. Miss Tenero, is it? Yes. I was wondering if you might give me a chance. A chance to do what? A chance to plead my case. A chance to ask what you meant by incriminating evidence just now. To accuse a passenger of such a great crime without allowing him to give a proper defense. Can the professional flight attendant inside of you really call this action righteous? You have a point. Very well, I'll listen to what you have to say. But be wary of what you reveal. I'm afraid you'll only look even more suspicious if your explanation fails to satisfy. I also do not have the time to deal with you all day, so please make it quick. Of course, as you wish. Good, very well then. Let's get started. I know for a fact I didn't kill that man in the elevator. What I don't know is what sort of evidence she has up her sleeve, but I'm certain it doesn't fit with how the crime really occurred. What Miss Tenero saw. I swear to tell her the whole truth as a professional flight attendant. Unfortunately for you, Mr. Edgeworth, I am certain you are the killer. The scene I saw in front of the elevator, it was you standing there with fresh blood dripping off of the murder weapon. So, if you would please cooperate, we'll turn you over just as soon as we land. That's it? That's her evidence? I don't think you could ask for a more perfect witness testimony. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Edgeworth? Not really. It's hardly perfect when there's a gaping hole in it.
Hold it!
Tell me, what exactly puts the pro in professional flight attendant for you? Well, it means we are very professional about how we take care of our passengers. Services like fetching papers and responding to calls are done with speed and accuracy. I can assure you that I give testimonies with the same level of professionalism. And apparently square hair, too. But I'm sure you have already realized that by now. It's a bit hard to appreciate professionalism when I'm the one under suspicion. And there you have it, my professional testimony is accurate and reliable.
Hold it!
You certainly seem sure of yourself. Of course. A professional flight attendant can't afford to make mistakes after all. Perhaps, but you must admit there are a few who can look at a murder with a clear mind. We attendants all go through extensive training and are always calm and collected. We'll, we'll even calmly serve you coffee as you so wish as the plane makes a splashdown. I fail to see how that would be the calm and rational thing to do in an emergency. Even until the bitter end, we are there to serve the passengers. That is the duty of all professional flight attendants. You certainly are confident. Anyway, shall we return to your testimony?
Hold it!
Yes, what did you see in front of the elevator? That's what I was just about to tell you, Mr. Edgeworth. Framed by the elevator doors and bathed in the light coming from within.
Hold it!
The murder weapon dripping with blood? Really now? I swear that was the grisly scene I saw before me. Thank goodness it wasn't a passenger who saw, or there'd be widespread panic by now. As I recall, you were quite panicked yourself at the time. Excuse me? You were scared enough to misread the situation and accuse me of murder. Nonsense. Professional flight attendants cannot afford to be that flustered. I witnessed the murder scene and am now listening to your defense, all with a smile. Apparently you also lie with a smile on your face. Alrighty.
Objection!
Miss Tenero. What is with the yelling all of a sudden? Force of habit. Well, it doesn't matter. Miss Tenero, you say you saw the murder weapon dripping with blood, is that correct? Yes. All that blood, drip, drip, drip. Just recalling that scene sends a chill down my spine. Sorry. But your so-called professional flight attendant training has failed you. Beep. Let's fix this. Better? Yeah. Hello, Okami. I am recording.
I know, I saw.
Yeah. Anyway. What? I'd like to direct your attention to this. Do you know what this is? It's a travel wallet, right? But it looks a little big and bulky. The thing you saw me holding when I discovered the dead body in the elevator was this very travel wallet, Miss Tenero. What? Impossible! Now then, do you still think I am the killer? That I killed him with a travel wallet? I saw blood dripping from the wallet. I know I did. As you can see, this wallet is clearly stained. But if you would be so kind as to take a whiff, I think you'd agree it's only grape juice. Ah, then That's right. You mistook grape juice for blood. The murder weapon dripping with blood does not, in fact, exist. No. Really, Natalia? There, that should clear up that pesky accusation. Wait just a second. That is... I mean, even a wallet could be a deadly weapon if it was wrapped around something heavy. I demand that you show me what's inside, please. She's trembling, and the tacked on please at the end sounds like I've got her. There's no need to look inside. Even you could tell, though, from its appearance that it's light. No, I can't be sure of anything until I see the contents of that wallet for myself. She's a persistent one. I suppose I've no choice but to see what's inside. Miss Tenero, if you'd be so kind as to open the wallet and check its contents for me. Alright, I usually don't pry into passengers' belongings, but we have no choice here. Republic of Borginia passport. It seems that this passport is all that's in here. As you saw, there is nothing but a passport inside. This renders your wallet was the murder weapon argument moot. Wouldn't you agree? Please hear me out, Mr. Edgeworth. What is it now? Well, I was wondering, whose passport is it exactly? Can I take a look? Why not? I'm rather curious myself. This is. Just as I thought. This travel wallet belongs to Mr. Ackby Hicks, which makes it the victim's property. Natalia, get off that! Get off it. No, I don't care. You can't eat clothes. Not even if I'm recording. I stubbed my toe because you wanted to try to eat clothes. Eek. You stole the victim's wallet? Didn't you? How dare you? You said it yourself. You claimed to be holding this wallet in your hands when I found you. Perhaps I did misconstrue the wallet for the murder weapon, but it seems that I wasn't wrong about who the culprit is. As you claim, the murder weapon is not the travel wallet. However, it is something you stole from Mr. Hicks after you were done with the vile deed. I find it hard to believe myself, but your motive was very simple. You were out to steal Mr. Hicks' money, weren't you? So even though I didn't have the murder weapon on me, you still suspect me, I see. Hey, get down from there. You stood up at the crime scene with the victim's wallet in your hands. How could I turn a blind eye and not suspect you of foul play? I think it was distorted.
Hold it!
You think I stole it? Yes. I'm very sorry to say it, and I wouldn't usually be so rude, but it must be said. I never thought I'd see the day, but here I am calling a passenger a thief. Maybe I should put on a serious face and say it more directly. I believe you removed the wallet for the victim's personage. It really doesn't matter how you phrase it. What I'd like to know is why you think I stole Mr. Hicks' wallet.
Objection!
I wonder if I might get a word in, Miss Tenero. What is it now? Miss Tenero, I was wondering if you noticed the contradiction within your testimony. What are you talking about? Simply put, as you saw with your own eyes, the only thing inside Mr. Hicks' wallet was his passport. Ah, if I really was after his money, then why would I steal a penniless traveler wallet? But that's right. You, Mr. Edgeworth, you didn't know it was empty when you stole it. You would like to think that, but that's not possible. What do you mean it's not possible? There is no way the killer didn't know that the wallet was empty to begin with. Oh, and what makes you so sure? All the money around the body. If you were to recall the crime scene, I admit that the wallet was probably not empty at the time of the murder. That's pretty evident by the bills and cards strewn around the inside of the elevator. Oh no! I think you've come to realize the problem with your logic. I would surmise that the victim's wallet fell out during their struggle. And that's when its contents emptied onto the floor of the elevator. I doubt the killer could have missed such an occurrence. Then, you're saying, yes, according to your supposition, if I were the killer, I would have been going after a wallet I knew to be empty. And since I'm clearly was not attempting to gather the scattered money, it renders your argument of theft completely invalid. I... Forgive me, please. Hey, what the heck? Are you saying the attendant's wrong? So that guy isn't the killer? Don't believe it, everyone. It's a trick. No. Will you all please be quiet? Miss Tadero. Yes? You lost your cool when you saw the dead body. Plus, the lounge was dark, and looking into the light from the elevator, it's easy to see how you mistook the wallet in my hand for the murder weapon. I take no offense that you thought that I was the killer. Mr. Edgeworth, thank you for releasing me. I don't know why there was a clicking sound when untying rope. What the? Alien tree, Among Us character, uh, Kamehameha stance, sad person, scissors, leaf, arrow, another Kamehameha stance, electric waves, sad person, swirly key. What? What is it now? More of those weird symbols. Miss Tenero, if you could please translate, I'd be much obliged. It sounds like Borginian, but I don't understand any of it. There's another attendant on this flight who... I said that he is giving the runabout. I don't require an interpreter. I speak English just well. See? You, the attendant. Yes, sir? I want this person to be under the arrest until we arrive at the airport. I'm sorry, sir, but what exactly are you hoping for? What is it you want? I am finished talking to the likes of you. Please, I would like to hear why you would like me to be held under arrest until we land. You, how dare you waste my time? You were the one who stuck your nose into my affairs. I wanted to spend even at least one more second with my precious art. I have no time for other things. I know what you are. I see through you. Insolvent. Yes, I am pretty sure that's how you say it in English. Well, I should hope I'm not monetarily bankrupt. But I don't think that's what you meant. I'm sorry, but I don't think I caught your name. I am Zinc LeBlanc II. I am a very wealthy man in the Borginia. But I am not an ordinary rich man. I am an art dealer, a rich seller of beauty. Mr. LeBlanc, what did you mean just now? Pardon? When you said that Mr. Edgeworth was giving me the runabout, I have to explain? Unbelievable. I will say it once and only once. I do not have even a second to waste. Time is money, as they say. Yes, and yet you continue to blather on. I saw it. Yes, I did. I saw the victim go into the elevator, going down to the lounge. It was exactly at 6 o'clock. And what's the significance of that time? At 6, he says. Wait, you saw him at 6? Ah, what's the matter, Mr. Edgeworth? He understands, I see. Miss Attendant, what time did you discover the body? Well, it was a little after that patch of turbulence. So I would say around 6:15. Ah, Hicks was his name, was it? When I say that man Hicks was killed in the span of 15-minute time span. And the only person in the lounge at that time was this prosecutor, yes? Yeah, I was in my seat the whole time. Me too. I was watching the movie and enjoying the fine glass of grape juice. As he's surrounded by alcohol. Okay. I was still eating. Still haven't finished, see? This kid has a full baguette and what looks to be an entire cow's worth of steak. With enough butter to cause a heart attack. And a sundae that's bigger than him. The other passengers have an alibi, so you have no problem with them, I suppose. No complaint, I see. Not a single word against this, right? I have no way of discounting what you have put forth at this point. But it wasn't me. Oh, so you say, but do you have what you say, the evidence? Mr. Edgeworth, are you really the culprit after all? Mr. LeBlanc, I suppose you are quite certain in what you saw. Enough to give testimony? Of course, I was looking at the man the whole time. He was playing with that annoying little, small machine the whole time. Machine? Yes. That's what you people call it in English, yes? It was making me crazy with the click, click, click. From that description, it sounds like some sort of small computer. I believe what Mr. LeBlanc is talking about is a cell phone. I have to say that I did see him playing with it quite a bit myself. A simple cell phone? Laptop or organizer I could see, but that's kind of low budget. I hate that noisy little machine in his hands. Not a fragment of beauty, all it produces is ugly sounds. Anyway, I know what I saw. Miss Tenero, yes? I was wondering if I might be granted permission to examine the crime scene. What? You want to examine the crime scene? If you would grant me a little measure of time, I'm sure I can produce the real culprit. Humph. I don't like the sound of that. Fox in the duck pen. Yes, I think that is how you say it in English. It's fox guarding the hen house, and I believe my innocence was proven earlier. And if I'm given the chance, I can clear up all the remaining doubts. Miss Tenero, if you wait until we arrive, there's a good chance that some evidence will be destroyed by then. I understand. Let me see what the captain has to say. How? This should not be approved. Please, Mr. LeBlanc. In an emergency, all decisions are to be made by the captain alone. Now, please wait here while I go ask the captain what to do. I'll be right back. You are not planning to erase evidence when you are doing your investigation, yes? Of course not. Ah, we will see. Mr. Edgeworth, you have the captain's permission to investigate the crime scene. What? Unbelievable! I am in your debt, Miss Tenero. However, there is one condition. I am to supervise you. Can you agree to that? Of course. I see no problem with that stipulation. It's only natural as I am still a suspect in this case. Grr. I take full responsibility and will watch Mr. Edgeworth's every move. I hope this is reassurance enough that there will be no foul play. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, shall we proceed? If you should need my help with anything, please feel free to ask. It's time to head to the crime scene, the first floor lounge. This was Mr. Hick. I don't see the machine Mr. LeBlanc was talking about. Perhaps it's in the elevator. Maybe. We should probably head down to the crime scene now. What's a lightsaber doing here? I brought it at the in-flight shop just beyond the lounge. If something should happen, having one will save your life. I think this guy would have been better off not taking a plane to begin with. March 12th, 7:26 a.m. Flight G3090. First floor lounge. I want to thank you for your help back there, Miss Tenero. It was nothing. You should thank the captain for granting you permission. And just so everything is perfectly clear, I still don't trust you. Your standing with me hasn't changed one iota. I see. I will bear that in mind. I received an order from the captain earlier. He wanted you to know that. We reserve the right to stop your investigation if we feel you are not making progress. And when we do, he asks that you please return to your seat at that time. So my time runs out at his and his crew's discretion, does it? I have to find a way to discredit Mr. LeBlanc's testimony before my time runs out. I understand. By the way, is there any place you can think of where the killer might hide on board? I don't think so. After every first-class passenger was accounted for at his or her seat. We made a thorough search of the plane. As for business and economy, no one can move between those two classes, and first class without a staff key. We found no record of a key card being used at all, which means that I have a first-class killer on my hands. At least I know that much for sure. And one other thing. No one else has been allowed near this crime scene since the murder was discovered either. Now then, let's get started. But where should we start from? Let's start with Mr. LeBlanc's statements. The crime occurred between 6 a.m. and 6:15 a.m. During that interval, the only person in the lounge was myself, which would make me the prime suspect. However, Since I did not kill Mr. Hicks, it means that the killer was around somewhere. If we are to believe what you say is true, then yes. The first order of business will be to gather information to win your trust. What floor does this elevator service? Only the first and second, although it can also go down to the cargo hold. However, that requires a flight crew key card. So the only floors accessible to passengers are the first and second floor, huh? I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. That necklace looks suspicious. I wonder what was hanging off that lanyard. Something's missing from this picture. Now if I put my hand on it... What is this sinister-looking figure on the floor here? Oh, that's a piggy bank of our company mascot, Captain Ugo. It's just one of the many pieces of merchandise we sell on our in-flight shop. This bank is a limited edition, and is so popular that we're down to our last one. You have an in-flight shop? Yes. It's just beyond the lounge to the right. The shutter to the store is closed at the moment, but it was open the whole flight up until Mr. Hicks' body was discovered. There's blood on here. Could this have been the murder weapon? I doubt anyone was expecting to find a dead body in an elevator on this flight. So, Mr. Hicks, he's really dead? Yes. She's trembling. And although I can't fault her for that, when there's a corpse right there. Mr. Hicks, if you're really dead, then please answer yes. I see she's over the trembling now, although a new symptom seems to have appeared. Anyway, I should focus on the victim's body. Let's see. There's blood on the back of Mr. Hicks' head. Could this be the cause of death? He appears to have been struck very hard. Even his glasses are broken. Money strewn all over the floor of the elevator. I would guess it was all Mr. Hicks and all in Mr. Hicks' wallet at some point. There's one thing that's missing from this scene. There's something sticking out of his pocket. Hope you won't mind if I take a look at what's inside. It's a picture. Looks like it was taken inside a building somewhere. A statue with blood lying next to the body of a man who was beaten to death. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, I think I figured something out. Yes? What is it? The way the blood is on in this, it looks like it matches up with the wound on his head. Well, aren't we deserving of the Master of the Obvious title? Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? Don't you think that's worth investigating? It would appear that this figurine is our murder weapon. Oh, I just knew it. I mean, I can't think of any other connection. Perhaps Master of the Obvious would be more befitting. There's some spilled grape juice in front of the elevator. I assume it was spilled during the turbulence. There's steps. You must clean that up or someone might get hurt. Aha! What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? I found some very important evidence. The footsteps.
Take that!
What is it? They're a little smudged, but I think we both agree that they're a set of footprints. So you think... Yes, these belong to our killer. Oh, then maybe we should check the shoe size of everyone in first class. I don't think that will be of any help to us. Unfortunately, the prints are too smudged, which will make it hard to get a definitive match. Oh, I see. The in-flight shop is just beyond the shutter, but we don't have permission to open them, so I'm afraid I must leave it closed. A pity that a bronze statue knows not when good drink has been spilled at its feet. This is a statue of our founder, Mr. Ugo Hughes, who was a big fan of grape juice. I'm sure he would be thrilled if he knew so much grape juice was here at his feet. Is that a hint of hero worshipping I detect? Glasses and candles thrown in disarray by the turbulence. It's been a while since I've seen this big of a mess. It's terribly embarrassing, but I thought it was an earthquake for a second, and I frantically started searching for gas valves to shut off. I guess the shaking of the plane was bad enough to be mistaken for a real earthquake. Not that I would know, since I was unconscious for most of it. This toppled-over chair, yet another victim of the turbulence. Ah, no! Look at all the grape juice staining the back! It may not look like it, but this chair was extremely valuable. It was? Yes. It was used when the Rocker Pals came to tour this plane. The Rocker Pals leader sat in this very chair. I'm sorry, but what are these Rocker Pals? I can't believe you've never heard of them. They're all the rage. The Rocker Pals are an extremely popular international band. They added the pals part as they became more popular, especially among teens. Ah, that explains it. I'm not really the one for the music of today. Maybe I should ask Detective Gumshoe about them later. On second thought, I can already see how confusing the conversation would get. These bottles and glasses must have been broken by the turbulence. There's quite a bit of broken glass here. Please be careful in passing through the area. Thank you very much for the warning, Mr. Edgeworth. However, no matter how kind you are towards me, know that it does not clear up any suspicions I have about you. I wasn't warning you for the sake of clearing my name. This door leads to the flight attendant's room, but please understand that it's off limits to unauthorized personnel. This room is giving off the scent of women's perfume. One would think that perfume would smell great. However, to me, it simply smells. Not that I have any interest in what lies behind this door. Perhaps we should return to the investigation, Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth, sorry, I spaced out there for a second.
Eureka!
Mr. Hicks' machine is nowhere to be found. His machine? His cell phone, Miss Tenero. Ah, so I guess... Yes, I think we can safely deduce that the killer took it with... This grand piano is the pride of the plane. It can play the music of whatever CD we insert into its CD drive. That's not a piano. It's more like an overgrown music box. Ah, but its keys depressed along with the music, as though there really is someone playing it. Some people have entirely too much money to waste on overly complex toys. There are a few copies of Sky magazine in the magazine rack. This month's special is an English trivia quiz. That's not a bad idea. I've heard that the youth of today don't know a particle from a participle. Now, please don't go around confusing people with made-up words, Mr. Edgeworth. Who's ever heard of such a silly word as participle? Case in point. What does participle mean? In English, participles are used to make compound verb forms. Oh, okay. Good to know. These counter windows offer a glimpse of the sky, but these clouds, they tell me nothing. Mr. Edgeworth, you look like you're talking to the clouds. That's so. Then tell me, what do you suppose I said to them? I don't know, but it looks like a rather one-sided conversation. The clouds, they tell me nothing. What or who is this? This is a bronze statue of the founder of GoU Airlines. The one on the left is when he was in his mid-40s, and the other is of him in his 80s. They look the exact same. Did the man age at all over those 4 decades? Maybe I need to squint more. How's this thing that's falled over here not something? I'd like to know that. Are you in need of assistance? Miss Tanner, I'd like to ask you about investigating the lounge. As long as you have the captain's permission, I can't stop you from looking around. If you could pass a message along, tell them I'm grateful for his spirit of cooperation. I will, however, please realize that you're still under suspicion. To be honest, I still have my doubts about you. Of course, and I take no offense. Do you really understand what I'm saying? Yes, verily. Do you pinky swear, or you do, on your honor as a professional prosecutor? I pinky swear I do on my honor as a professional prosecutor. Well, I guess that settles that. I feel my honor as a man slowly diminishing. Did you notice anything? I was wondering whose footprints those are next to the elevator. I'd say the killers, wouldn't you? Even if they aren't, I'm sure that they are a vital clue to solve in this case. Ooh. Maybe there are other clues waiting to be found in other places. Come on now, Mr. Edgeworth. Let's go find them together. A word of advice? Nobody likes a credit thief, so stop stealing my lines. I was wondering if you noticed anything, Miss Tanero. Yes. I can't help but notice the sad atmosphere here. Yes. It is a rather tragic crime, I'll say. Robbing the poor man after bludgeoning him to death? Talk about rubbing in the salt. I can't forgive someone who would do who would do this to a passenger of mine. I swear as a professional flight attendant that I will capture the culprit with my own hands. And I promise as a prosecutor to solve this case with logic and deduction. I should go over all the leads I've collected so far once more. True, there wasn't anyone else in the lounge other than myself right before the turbulence. But if the killer was in the elevator along with the victim, then that's a different story. I have it. I'm sorry, but I don't understand, Mr. Edgeworth. I could prove someone other than myself was here around the time of the murder. What? Really? Yes, it's rather simple, actually. The proof is in the pudding, or rather the grape juice in this case. These footprints here confess to me this very fact, that someone exited the elevator alive. Seeing as to how the victim is dead, that would mean a second person. But couldn't the footprints be from Mr. Hicks himself? Ah, but if you look at our victim's shoes, you can see that the soles are spotless. Which means Mr. Hicks wasn't alone in the elevator. In fact, it's quite the opposite. There was actually one other person inside the elevator. Investigation complete. What's going on over there? Unforgivable, this is unforgivable. Do you understand what I am saying? The movie is late. It is the same level of bad as if the plane arrived late. But the movie... What? I will not talk to you anymore. You are just wasting my time. What is the matter, Mr. LeBlanc? If there is no emergency, please return to your seat, sir. Do not tell me what to do. I need not to sit down. Well, Mr. Prosecutor, did you prove you are innocent yet? If you would like, I will prove my innocence to you right now. What nonsense! Are you saying my eyewitness testimony is mistaken? Not mistaken, merely that there is room for doubt. I'd be most honored if you could please tell me what you saw in detail once more. Fine, suit yourself. Alrighty. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. Bye.